He would love to depose Blake Lively in Madison Square Garden and sell tickets for a live stream. I feel like if you're not willing to testify, you're definitely guilty of something.
Blake Lively just completely lost it in the courtroom after fresh reports exposed her dirty secrets right in the middle of her trial.
The Seth Meyers interview that Blake Lively did, where he closed off all the comments. And everyone's like, since you closed the comment section on the Blake Lively interview, we are commenting here instead. So I'm sure at this point, Seth Meyers really regrets putting her on his show.
She thought walking in to testify would shift the narrative in her favor, but the leaks landed before she could even open her mouth, and now the entire case is spiraling faster than her public image ever did. Here's where things take a hilarious, theatrical, and downright chaotic turn.
Like, that wasn't shocking news, but Friedman was like, well, listen, if you're going to try and manipulate the press into making a headline and making it seem like this is groundbreaking, great, then I'm going to do the same thing.
Blake Lively's legal team thought they could control the courtroom narrative with quiet statements and filtered headlines until Brian Friedman showed up with a megaphone and a spotlight.
Here's his quote. He said, since Miss Lively is open to testifying, let's make it count. Hold the deposition at Madison Square Garden, sell tickets or stream it, and donate every dollar to organizations helping victims of domestic abuse.
The man didn't just respond, he clowned their entire operation. His answer: let's depose her at Madison Square Garden. Yes, the arena. He even offered to sell tickets, stream it live, and donate every cent to domestic violence survivors.
He also confirmed that Justin will also be testifying.
Now that's how you call someone's bluff, while raising money for the very cause they claim to champion, yet conveniently forgot during their glamorous red carpet tour for It Ends With Us.
Judge Sleeman has already acknowledged that there's a major public interest in the case. So, I think I like it.
And the internet, oh, it ate it up. Comments flooded in, jokes about popcorn sales, custom merch, even group watch parties. But under the memes, the tone shifted. This wasn't just courtroom drama anymore, it was public theater. And Blake, she walked herself right into it.
If you would buy a ticket for that and how much you would like to pay to see Blake Lively being grilled by Brian Friedman.
The same woman who spent months dropping loaded monologues in magazines, name-dropping high-profile figures like Taylor Swift and Hugh Jackman to prove her victimhood, now had someone flipping the script. Why not put it all on stage? You said you want to speak your truth. Great, do it under oath and on camera.
And he's saying the reason why he wants to do this is to support DV victims that Blake Lively didn't support during her promotion of It Ends With Us. So he's saying that all the money that they're making from this, they would give to DV survivors.
Blake's team did not love that. Enter Mike Gadel, her attorney, rushing into People magazine with a carefully worded, almost panicked response.
Gottlieb, who is Blake Lively's main lawyer, I think, came out in People magazine and said that simply it's completely unclear what claims or defenses in the case any of these celebrities have any relevance at all.
He called the subpoenas to Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds irrelevant, attempting to paint Friedman as a fame-hungry lawyer pulling random celebrities into a case that had nothing to do with them.
So he's saying that it's so unnecessary for Brian Friedman to depose Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds because they really had nothing to do with any of this. And Lively's lawyers expressed concerns that there may be a media circus around the trial if celebrities are unnecessarily called to testify.
But let's be real, who brought those celebrities into this? Blake. From day one, she made sure Taylor's name was floating around the story. Hugh Jackman was suddenly part of the marketing rollout, and Ryan, he's literally married to her, named in the countersuit and actively accused of helping smear Baldoni behind the scenes.
Unnecessarily? It's completely necessary. So he's saying that we don't expect this case is going to turn into a circus of parading in every celebrity that might have ever had a conversation with Blake Lively or Ryan Reynolds.
So when Gadel says they're trying to avoid a media circus, it's laughable because this whole situation already is a circus, and they built the tent. If Blake didn't want a celebrity parade, she shouldn't have led it. If she didn't want attention on her friends, she shouldn't have used them as legal shields and emotional props. It's like setting your own house on fire, then complaining that the fire department showed up with too many lights.
And I think he could actually make a really decent amount of money. I would really like to see Blake Lively trying to explain her way out of all the things that she's been claiming. You know, now that we've seen all the evidence from Justin Baldoni and how she's going to explain, for example, the dancing scene that really happened there.
Friedman's suggestion wasn't just a joke. It was a challenge. You said your truth belongs in the courtroom. Fine, let everyone see it. Right now, Blake's team looks like it's doing damage control, not building a case. They keep tossing out terms like irrelevant and unnecessary, but they're not explaining why Blake's celebrity influence shouldn't be examined, especially when it seems like that influence may have twisted a movie, a workplace, and a man's career into her personal playground.
As you know, Brian Friedman's been out and about talking about this all the time, and they've been accusing him of doing like this press tour.
At this stage, the public isn't just curious, they're fully engaged. They've witnessed the story shift from allegations of harassment to claims of retaliation, from victimhood to media manipulation. Now, the buzz is all about the idea of holding that deposition in one of the world's most famous arenas.
You know, and now finally Blake Lively's lawyers are coming out.
The same arena that hosted Beyoncé now might host Blake Lively, being cross-examined under oath. And the twist? All of it could be for a good cause. That's what really stings, because while Blake portrayed herself as a champion for women, she's been largely silent on actual victims. Friedman's MSG suggestion puts that hypocrisy front and center.
Blake Lively or Ryan Reynolds, or in the same way about any famous person who might have ever had a conversation with Justin Baldoni or his business associates. So he's saying that we don't need to depose all these people close to Justin Baldoni, so he doesn't need to do the same to us.
It's no longer about who has the better story. It's about who's willing to back it up publicly. So far, Blake's team seems to be running in the opposite direction, dragging denial statements, PR damage control, and pleas to avoid subpoenaing Taylor. But the court of public opinion isn't letting this slide, and neither is Brian Friedman.
And of course, Brian Friedman came out and responded to this, as he usually does, which I really like about him. He's not hiding anywhere. He's not afraid to speak his mind because he knows he has the truth on his side here.
So when Blake Lively's legal team started dropping well-crafted sound bites and emotional buzzwords to sway the media, Brian Friedman didn't play along. He went straight for the jugular. His response? Not a counterstatement, not a polished PR move, just pure, unfiltered truth.
Truth is not a distraction. The truth has been clearly shown through unedited receipts, documents, and real-life footage. More to come.
Just raw, direct heat. He declared that the truth isn't a distraction and followed it up by confirming that unedited receipts, documents, and live footage are already lined up. No redactions, no strategic leaks, just raw evidence ready to blow a hole in the curated narrative Blake's team has been selling since day one.
Blake was the one who brought her high-profile friends into the situation without concern for their own personal or public backlash. As the truth shows, she used her dragons to manipulate Justin at every turn.
And that wasn't the only jab. He went straight for the jugular by accusing Blake of pulling her famous friends, Taylor Swift, Hugh Jackman, even Ryan Reynolds, into the legal mess, not for support, but as weapons, or as he called them, her dragons. Not witnesses, not bystanders, but tools of manipulation. Taylor allegedly had input on the script rewrites and even some casting decisions for It Ends With Us. Hugh was mysteriously plastered across early campaign materials for a film he had nothing to do with, and Ryan, well, he gets his own scandal.
And then Brian Friedman keeps talking about Ryan Reynolds' involvement here and how he based the nice book character on Justin Baldoni to basically mock him, as we know. We talked a lot about that.
Friedman didn't stop at calling out Ryan's proximity. He accused him of weaponizing Disney, yes, billion-dollar Disney, into a tool for a personal vendetta. According to Friedman, Ryan's character from his 2022 Disney Plus film, The Nice Pool, was deliberately designed to resemble Baldoni. The character is a soft-spoken, overly polished, manipulative villain, a clear mirror of how Blake's team had portrayed Baldoni in their legal complaint.
And he says here that, was Disney actually complicit in Ryan using shareholder revenues to further personal grudge, I would be surprised to learn that this type of corporate waste would not lead to much more exposure for those that have been complicit in it, affecting shareholders' revenue.
Not only was this done using Disney's budget, but it was also released on Disney's platform, leading Friedman to his next point. Was Disney complicit in misusing shareholder resources for personal vendettas? He says yes, and if that's true, this isn't just a Hollywood feud anymore. It's a legal grenade aimed directly at Disney's corporate lawyers.
I love that he's going for Disney as well. This must be so embarrassing for Ryan Reynolds. He was just having fun at work as usually, just bullying someone, and then he's dragging Disney down with him.
What's even more chaotic is that Friedman is doing all of this with no celebrity entourage, no press tour, and no publicists planting quotes in People magazine. Just a stack of hard evidence he claims will be more compelling than any PR stunt Blake's team can buy. His point is crystal clear. The receipts speak louder than Blake's tears.
So I'm sure Brian Friedman will depose people working for Disney as well. He's gonna go all the way. Gottlieb, on the other hand, Blake Lively's lawyer, he's saying that, that he wants to keep Blake's inner circle out of the trial.
While Brian's side is openly discussing documents, footage, and statements all on record, Blake's team is playing a completely different game, one based on suggestion and suspense. Her lawyer, Mike Gadel, recently claimed there are multiple witnesses who either saw Baldoni's misconduct or experienced it directly, and their testimonies, apparently, they're going to be bombshells.
That to be the case here with Lively. So we would, of course, expect her to be a witness at her trial. Of course, she's going to testify. I was a little surprised that there were even talks about her not testifying. Why wouldn't she testify?
The problem? Not a single one of these witnesses has stepped forward. No one publicly, anonymously, or even through leaks. There's nothing. No documents, no footage, no confirmed depositions, just vague statements about what will be revealed once the trial begins. It's as if the entire case is being held together by a movie trailer.
And then, of course, Gottlieb is saying that Blake Lively has all these witnesses that's going to come forward and talk about how Justin Baldoni really was on the set of It Ends With Us.
Critics are starting to ask, if these witnesses are real and their stories are strong, why hide them? Why hold back now when revealing those claims could push for a settlement or apply pressure during pre-trial negotiations? In legal strategy, revealing strong evidence early is how you corner your opponent, unless you don't actually have it, which is the growing suspicion online.
I find it weird that these people haven't come out so far and that there's no stories even. Even those anonymous sources that she was talking about in her lawsuit were just like, they didn't make any sense.
Some legal analysts suggest this is textbook courtroom theater, a tactic to raise anticipation, inflate perceived leverage, and hope Baldoni's side caves before the trial even starts. You can at smoking guns, never show them, and rely on headlines to do the rest. But that strategy only works if no one calls your bluff, and unfortunately for Blake's side, Friedman is very publicly doing just that.
And Gottlieb says that there are individuals who are witnesses to or experience misconduct that is relevant to Ms. Lively's claims. We expect their testimony, particularly about what took place on set.
Blake Lively's legal team claims the truth will come out at trial, but so far, their case is built more on emotion than evidence. Allegations have shifted from harassment to retaliation, yet no concrete witnesses or verified incidents have been produced. One major claim centers around a comment about Blake's weight during stunt prep, a standard safety question that was later spun into a fat-shaming accusation with no proof. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni's team says they have hard evidence. Time-stamped files, surveillance, and metadata. They're accusing Blake, and even Ryan Reynolds, of orchestrating a smear campaign, with Ryan allegedly blacklisting Baldoni from projects. Subpoenas for Taylor Swift and Hugh Jackman may follow, given their rumored behind-the-scenes roles in the film. Ryan has gone silent. His social media is stripped of celebrity interactions, and even Hugh Jackman has backed off. With court dates approaching, this no longer looks like a clear-cut case of misconduct. It's starting to feel like a Hollywood production. Was this justice, or just Blake's biggest performance yet? Tell us what you think below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more celebrity investigations.